But I don't know. I think Volk might still be the #1 pound for pound because,
like, I love this guy. I love this guy.
Gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence.
We don't need to talk about
we left hook from Yaoundé came and landed on him, you know, so.
And just to go back quickly to again, I can't get enough of that main event.
He can't.
I can't get enough. I've got to dip in again. Just to go back to that, Hadi. What is your take on what the pound for pound rankings should look like now? I think they'll be released tomorrow morning. What's your take on it based on the events of last night?
I mean, do you remember when Uncle Chael would say, like, maybe before Islam fought Dan Hooker, people would say no, they would dismiss him, right? Like he didn't fight anybody noteworthy. And right now we're talking about pound for pound #1. So it's kind of crazy, the turn of events, you know. But I don't know. I think Volk might still be the #1 pound for pound because I love this guy. I love this guy. Thank you, bro.
Bring you back. Paddy, the main man.
Back, bro. Yo, let's do it.
My Syrian brother from Damascus via Germany. I love you.
Bro, I love you too, bro. Thank you. Gotta hype me up. So, I mean, yeah, but like, to be honest with you, like, people were dismissing him like a couple of months ago, and now we're talking about pound for pound #1. He went through like Max Holloway 3 times. Volkanovski, I'm talking about. Volk, Brian Ortega, you know what I mean?
Korean
zombies. Needs more. Like, only a unanimous decision does not cut it. I think.
Like I said,
bro,
you, man.
Love you too, bro.
You hit the nail on the head. I said it, and up to this point, Mardi will clarify. I've always been, well, if you beat the man, it makes you the man. But watching the performance last night and how competitive it was, and considering that Volk's the one who's going up a weight, and he made it that close, that for me is the definition of pound for pound. Pound for pound is if you took weights away, what would happen if this guy fought this guy? And Volk didn't get smoked. He made it very competitive. We want a rematch, even though we all agree that Islam won. We want to see it again. That for me, 100%. It was like, for example, Izzy versus Yan. Nobody wants to see that again. Nobody wants to see Izzy even fight anybody at that division because they're just too big for him.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Adesanya versus Blachowicz.
Oh yeah.
That's one. Nobody wants to see that again. That's an example of when it can go wrong trying to jump up. That for me is not the definition of pound for pound. Pound for pound is you go up the weight divisions and you're competitive. And I agree. It's in terms of the body of work and the names and the accumulation of defenses, you've got to give it to Volk. You can't say because he lost to Islam that it then it just gets transferred over. For me, it doesn't work like that. And I that's why I'm like, I think, you're the guy. You're the guy.
Thank you. I'm rooting for Islam, but I gotta keep it
same.
It a buck, you know.
Yeah. Same.
Thank you.
Same. He's also a big Islam fan, but for me, he's still #2 and Volk is still #1.
Yeah, in our opinion.
And I'm not sure if he's even #2. You know what I mean? Like, let me just see like the rankings. Do you have the rankings handy, or should I?
I probably have them up. I will quickly have a look. We're talking rankings.
I think I agree with you there. I don't believe.
We have
Volk #1.
Skin, like he needs more, just more. Like here we got Leon Edwards. Like #1 is Alexander, #2 Islam, 3 Leon, and then Kamaru, Adesanya, Pereira, Aljamain Sterling. Bruh.
It's. I'm sorry. The whole list should be thrown out of the door.
Exactly.
It should be thrown out the door. Trust me, I love Leon.
Did you see my reaction? I was like, bro, that defeats the point. Like,
exactly, it defeats the whole point. And I was explaining before, I love Leon. And what Leon did to beat Usman was unprecedented. That was good. But really and truly, you shouldn't be able to take that spot because of it. Leon should not be third pound for pound. At the same time, Pereira, but it's weird because Leon beat Usman and Leon got a pound for pound ranking above Usman. But Pereira beat Izzy, yet Pereira is still below Izzy in the pound for pound rankings. There's no sense in it whatsoever.
It's
so you
all
need
man-made. It's not really.
Yeah.
Just to give you a bit of a steer as well, it's not the UFC does the pound for pound ranking. So I watched a while back an interview of how it's formulated. It's actually the media. The media.
Do enlighten me, please.
Yeah, it's the media. So there's like so all the major media outlets, for example, after a big numbered event, will just get in a room or get on a team Zoom call, and they come up with it the following Monday. So it's not even the UFC who come up with the rankings. It's like the likes of ESPN and Fox and all those guys and all the big media outlets. They all come to an agreement on basically their opinions, and then that's where the list is formulated. So God knows what science and formula is behind it, because back to your points, there isn't any.
Like people don't know D about it, you know?
Yeah.
No way. Like we need, like people say, yeah, you can't have former fighters be judges or like do like, I don't know, rearrange rankings, but because of biases and everything like that. But also it's an absolute haram, as Andrew Tate says. You know what I mean? It's haram.
Yes.
To, put people who don't know anything, who've never even fought, to just, Islam's number one, and yeah, Charles is number whatever. Like, get the hell out of here.
And you know what? That's a great point, because it's the same in football. You've got referees who are people who've never played football, being the rule makers of a game they've never played. Whereas at least the referees, a lot of the referees actually, you might not be surprised, in UFC actually partake in MMA themselves. And when you watch their own YouTube channels and how they break down fights, like Big John McCarthy and Goddard and all that, and Herb Dean, they actually are students of the game. They're not just referees who don't get their hands dirty. And I think they're the kind of people you want making any rankings. I agree. I would love to see the ref. I know the referees probably need to be taken out of it, but it should almost be like, if you win a Hall of Fame, you get to vote on who's pound for pound. US Hall of Fame. Hall of Famers would be another way.
Interesting.
Another way of looking at it.
Take.
Yeah,
yes.
Interesting.
I agree.
That would be fun.
Let's make a petition. Let's go. How do we create a petition right now? Let's do it.
That's it. The last thing I would say on the pound for pound is, come March 4th, when the king returns and picks up the heavyweight crown.
Are you going there?
I'm just touching upon that. I want to see his name as number one pound for pound. That's all I'm saying. The way that it is now, that's all I'm saying.
The fog, literally. So it's a plan we're working on. So if any of our viewers out there have any hookups and you want to slide into our DMs, we'll gladly pick up the phone and accept any offers.
I don't care about chicks. Slide into my DMs and give me a free ticket, bro. To hell with females. I don't care. Give me a ticket, bro.
But yeah, we're gonna find a way. We're gonna find a way for sure. But anything else to cover off the back of last night? I mean, we've covered a lot.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence. We don't need to talk about
Left hook from Yaoundé came and landed on him, so